we built 11 companies. We initially started the company with 60,000 ringgit, and then we sold the company for 9 million in less than 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, we've spoken to more than 600 investors.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
And out of the 600, how many went through?
23 of them.
Successful people actually have had way more no's than they've had yeses.
Yes, one founder that I invested right after the thing failed. I think he went into depression for quite a while. I actually felt a lot more comfortable with myself, and that's the time when shit really is gonna happen, and just gonna enjoy it more. If let's say they tried and it didn't work out, it's fine. We actually like those kind of entrepreneur, especially somebody who already failed before. Repeat trying it again. Usually we put a lot more money into those guys. Yeah.
30 is like 20s, but just not broke anymore.
Yeah.
20s with money.
Yeah.
I think last time we had a very bombastic, quite a personality. Last time was Ilyas, and he's talent and he's a bit of a showman himself. So basically what he was, he took over in the intro of the podcast. He was like, "Welcome everybody to the Platform Digital Podcast," and he just did the whole thing. So this time around, the task falls onto me.
Yep.
So
That's good.
we wanted to we're scheduling back and forth a few times, and we really wanted to get Aizat, get yourself on the podcast. And today's the day. We finally made the time. Essentially, maybe we can just start with a little bit about your background and your journey. Droppy was that the first stint into entrepreneurship and business, or maybe you can give us some backstory prior, like what led to Droppy?
Yeah, thanks both of you for having me. I think just to give you guys a little bit of backstory, so Droppy, now Borong, it's our fourth business. So before this, all the way back in 2012, I actually founded a company called Infinite Ventures.
Okay.
Yep. So that was quite some time ago, 2013, 2014, where back then I was working in a bank, Aizat Bank, and then my job was to do corporate finance. Halfway through doing one of the deal, it was a company called Drometrics. It was supposed to go for IPO, initial public offering. And then halfway through the deal, Google suddenly came in and like, hey, you know what, we're gonna buy away your company. And the whole process actually happened like less than 3 weeks, which was extremely fast. And they pretty much just took over the company, and then they decided to take over that portfolio companies to be part of Google. That's
what was the nature of business of that company?
They were doing drone. The company is called Drometrics. They were doing all this drone viewing back in 2010, 2011, where nobody was actually really doing it, but it's more of an industrial kind of business.
Malaysian based?
No, Australia.
Aussie based, okay.
Yeah, Aussie based. So that's sort of gave me the idea like, hey, all these tech companies are acquiring all these businesses. Can we try to replicate something and do the same? Then back then we were still a lot younger. I reached out to a bunch of my friends who were also a banker.
Okay.
Then we were like, hey, let's try to open up a company, a venture building company, and let's try to see if we can actually raise some funds and do it. It was really more of a joke.
Okay.
We never really
let's see if we can do it.
Let's see if we can do it.
Yeah.
Nobody was taking it like that serious, but for some reason, we managed to get the first investor to say yes.
Oh, wow.
So that's the time when all of us actually in Australia. Me, Joseph, John, and SK. So 3 Australian, 1 in UK.
Okay.
Then straight away back then, we were like, dude, we actually managed to get an investor.
Yeah.
Are we gonna do this? Then like, okay, you know what? Screw it. Let's just go back to Malaysia. So all of us attended pretty much around the same time.
Okay.
Flew back to Malaysia, and we founded the first company called Infinite Ventures. Infinite Ventures, it's more of a venture building company where we took funds of our investor, and then we decided to build multiple companies at once. Okay. Yeah, because the whole thesis or the whole concept was that we know everything's all about the numbers. Let's try to build multiple companies at once, see which one take off. Those that works out well, put in more resources and money. Those that doesn't work out, screw it, just chop off.
It's like A/B testing for companies.
Yeah, A/B testing. So we built 11 companies. Initially there was like 4 of us, but after that we sort of grew the company to about 30, 40 people. Okay. And just so happened we got very lucky, I would say. 2 of the company flew really, really well. That one of it is called Job for Locum. So
Okay.
I give a bit of thesis as well, is
Okay.
that we only do marketplaces. So what
Okay.
marketplaces mean is like there's supply, there's demand.
Yep.
Create a platform. We have the same engineering team to develop the same thing but different concept. One is one of the company is called Local Usher.
Okay.
The other one is called Etify for
Okay.
I think Etify you guys might know that.
I've heard of
Etify.
Etify.
One. So
Yeah,
they-
I've
they
heard of
are
them before.
Influencer marketplace platform.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I have heard.
Yeah.
Yes, familiar. Yes.
So
yes.
that was one of the company as well.
Okay. Okay.
So the whole business that we did, pretty much all marketplaces, and just try out different industry and stuff. One of it, the Job for Locum, was the biggest win, I'll say. It
Okay.
was a job portal for locums, like
Okay.
doctors and dentists and so
Okay.
forth, because we know that they all really require a lot of part-timers. Just within 18 months, we initially started the company with 60,000 ringgit for
Okay.
Job for Locum.
Okay.
And then things picked up. We put in another additional about 400,000.
Okay.
And then we sold the company for 9 million in less than
Bloody
2 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, less than 2
Yeah.
years. So we got pretty lucky on that.
Yeah.
Etify also was acquired by Catcha Group.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one, Local Usher, was acquired by Digi. Then the remaining 8 all died. Yep. So
just
that-
flop lah.
yeah,
The
just
eight
flop.
flop. Okay.
Yeah.
But just those two wins were more than enough to cover up for
covered
everything else.
Covered the entire portion of our returns back to investors.
Yep.
Right after the exit, I was being pushed to be at the board member. So the company that acquired us was MIMS. They are a Japanese private equity.
Okay.
So when they acquired Job for Locum, the rest of my colleagues were quite lucky, so they didn't have to. The terms is that I'm the only one who needs to be there for 2 plus 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, so I ended up working there for about 2 years.
They will let go straight away. They didn't
yeah.
have to continue because
No,
that's
so-
part of the term when you do that transition.
Yeah, so they all got their cash straight away. I'm the only one who's like got the exit. but
This one
nobody-
cannot leave. You have to stay here,
Yeah.
manage everything.
Yeah.
And that wasn't a choice? Were you given the choice to stay or to go?
No, I wasn't given
Part
the
of the
choice.
deal.
Yeah, part of the
Ah.
deal. Yeah. So obviously, if I don't take it, then pretty
Yeah.
much the whole deal is gonna turn sour. So decided to just let me just go and try to do it. So I ended up working there for about 2 years.
Okay.
I didn't take the full exit. Straight away was already toying on the idea of what's next.
Right.
Yeah, so that's how the whole concept of Droppy came about. So I, at that point of time, my current CTO co-founder, her name is Linda. She was actually one of our vendor during Infinite Ventures. So we
Okay.
also appointed her as a vendor to come in to help us.
Okay.
Lenice, my other co-founder, she is she was hired under Infinite Ventures to help manage HR. So that's when we came in and decided, you know what, let's try to look into it. What else can we do? The whole concept of marketplace is still there. Borong, Droppy was still the same. Also B2B marketplaces, but we pivoted quite a fair bit to become where we are today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to deep dive all about Droppy and then how that transitioned to Borong. But I have so many questions. I have so much context, right?
Yeah.
So what was your role when you were in Australia? So you studied at the University of Southern Australia.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
And then you got a job as a banker there
ANZ Bank.
Okay. In which bank?
In ANZ Bank.
ANZ Bank. Okay, got it. And then what was your role in that bank? And how long were you there for?
I was there for about a year and 7 months, I would say.
Okay.
Plus minus. So I did my first. I was actually part of the course is that need to do internship.
Okay.
In Australia, internship is
Okay.
free. They don't.
They don't pay you.
They're not supposed to pay anyone.
Yeah.
So I got in as an intern for 3 months, and then after that, I also told my manager like, hey, if there's a chance for me to continue working, I would really like to be there. Hence, they accepted, and then I started off my career as corporate finance first.
Okay.
And then after that, halfway through, they moved me to investment banking.
Okay.
And then back to corporate finance. So it's like 6 months, 6 months, 6 months.
Was it like a management trainee program or pure just your intern?
Just from a pure intern.
Just
to
pure intern.
Intern to the executive level.
So you were there for just 1 year, 7 months, right?
Yeah.
Was it some form of experience, something experiential, or was it just like an inner desire? Like how did you so quickly, you were so young and you were like,
Yeah.
hey, let's just try this, and then bounce.
I think it's more of looking through the portfolio that we're working on. So like I mentioned earlier, when we're working on the deal, the company is called Metrics. We met with the founders, obviously, and the guys also been working on it for quite a while as well. And pretty much like really look into it, we started to realize. So there's this perception where a lot of the investment banker will be like, oh, how much are you doing for your business? 20 million? So small. But then, and then they always want to talk about they're doing $1 billion deals, right? But then when you really look into it, those guys who are doing the small to mid market, 20, 30 million, they own a huge chunk of the company. The other one was a lot richer than those guys who actually win for $1 billion, and then they only own like
a small piece of
a small
a
piece
big
of
pie.
it. Yep. So there's two train of thoughts at that point of time. So started to realize that, hey, you know what? Maybe if companies like the tech companies like Google, Facebook, Netflix, then starting to acquire a lot of all these companies, maybe we can also try to replicate the same, because the wave is it was still a little bit early, I would say. And so we did this calculation, which I still encourage a lot of people to do so, is look into your life. The day you start working all the way until like you're 55, 60, when you're about to retire, right? How much money do you think you can earn at that point of time? And you try to average it out. So we did the calculation, and we started to realize, hey, if we actually manage to make it at least like certain amount threshold, maybe 5 million, 10 million, by the time we're age like 30 or 35, we can make we'll be earning a lot more compared to those guys who actually ended up working. So that's the whole philosophy of how me and my other team members done Infinite Ventures thing. And we figured this could be the way, and even if let's say we failed to do so, we can still go back to corporate because we're still quite young.
Was there a dream for your parents, or like, because you know, you went to school and then you went to Australia? Did they want you to stay there? Was there any friction when you were like, hey, you know, I'm gonna come back?
Not really. So my dad is also, he runs his own business as well, small distributorship. My mom is the accountant of the company.
Most important role.
Ministry of Finance, I would say. Everything must go through her. But it's a small company. Just that I did see a lot of my dad work day in, day out, every single night as well. Literally, our house was the company's warehouse as well. I think that sort of like give me the. We don't notice it, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like even though I wasn't involved in the business, but the fact that I got to see my parents doing so, that sort of give me the motivation.
It's almost like imprinting. Just like you're just experiencing it vicariously. You're in that environment.
And so even we didn't come from like a really wealthy family and stuff. Even then, the fact that I managed to get scholarship to go to Australia, that was already considered like a huge win for our family. Obviously, we initially had the thought of let's try to climb the corporate ladder over there. There was already an opportunity, so we decided to just gamble and go for it. Obviously, my mom didn't say okay to it. I think it took her maybe 10 years. Even after like even after like Droppy has already grown to a certain size, only she's like
you know, there's a saying, right? It's better to beg for forgiveness than to ask for permission.
It's better to seek for forgiveness than beg for permission.
Correct. But 10 years is a long time. I had a very similar experience. So I left college, came back. My mom was not in the know for a good 6 months, but she warmed up to the idea immediately. She was like, you know what, you're already here, you already quit. What can I do? My dream for you was to stay there, you know, just live the American dream, but I decided to come back. But 10 years is a long time.
I think it just took us a little bit hard. I think for her especially. But I think it's because of the fact that it took my dad quite a while also to really grow the company, and even up to today. So it's still a relatively small business. So she thought that it's probably going to be like that as well. Hence,
what's the nature of business?
Distributor.
So
he distributes confectionery chocolates.
Okay.
But lucky your mom. 6 months, right?
6 months. She was not in the know for 6 months, but the moment I came clean, I told her, she was very supportive. To my surprise. So I think I got really lucky there. I wanted to talk to you about something that we just spoke about, Ryan and I. We were talking about how as we moved throughout the phases of our lives, as we grew in our career, in our profession, and in business, one of the things that we've realized is that although we change and we adapt, we grow as individuals and as professionals, in the eyes of our parents or in the eyes of our family members or friends even, we remain the same Aizat that we used to be before, right? What are some of the things that you feel like you still struggle till today? That you feel like you haven't been able to change their perception about who you used to be and who you are today, if you even struggle with that at all?
Yeah, actually there is. So I think you guys met Elias as well. So Elias is one of my childhood friend. I think it just took quite a fair bit of people because we had like 11 of us, really close friends who hangs out like almost every
That's
other
a big
day.
group.
Yeah, and we still are. We still hang out like at least once a month. And and amongst all of them, most of them are all science stream students, like a straight A. I'm literally the only one who sort of like really flunked out quite a fair bit. Yeah, literally went
It's
to
always the C students, I'm telling you.
C students.
Yeah. Correct. The B students work for?
The government.
Yeah. Most of them actually went to really good school afterwards, got scholarship and stuff, and I'm the only one who sort of like, hey guys, I think I'm just gonna try to gamble and try to do my own. Most of them, including Elias, it's like I think it's huge risk. Why don't you just continue working first? But sort of like ignored most of them and just sort of do it. I think it even took them really long time. I think Elias was one of the few who started to realize that maybe entrepreneurship is also for him. Elias is generally a lot more supportive compared to the rest of the friends. So I think some of them up until today still think like I am the old Aizat, where super playful, super lazy, which I think to a certain extent I still am. Always trying to find the shortest way to solve a problem. But in a way, I think even up to today, still a little bit struggling on telling them like I am not the old lazy person anymore. I think most of them still have that kind of perception because we grew up since when we were like, we've known each other since we were 4 to 5 years old.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
since kindergarten to primary school to the same high school as
That's
well.
crazy.
This is where, like Subang?
Subang. Yeah.
Subang.
Subang.
Oh,
And is it because your families knew each other or just simply
No.
in the same vicinity?
Same vicinity, yeah. So most of us actually stay like walking distance one another. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so even
Which
if let's say-
school in Subang were you?
Subang Utama.
Oh, okay. I was in Subang. I left Malaysia when I was 11 years old.
Oh.
Yeah, I went to Singapore and then Hong Kong and then I
Nice.
studied in Australia as
Yeah.
well.
Which part of Subang?
I mean, like I left when I was 11. I was in Year 12. Yeah, I was in 12 and then I went to an international school in Singapore. Huge culture shock.
Yeah.
Oh, I was bullied. Like it was a huge culture shock. I was like, I still had the la and everything, and I was like, "Hey, don't do this la." And they were like, "What's la, Ryan?"
Oh no.
Yeah, it was like, so like British school. So it was quite a culture shock. And I came back when I was 22, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, so there's like a 10-year gap, and I always envy people who grew up with
Same.
a close group of people.
Yeah.
Because I landed here, and I'm like, I didn't know anybody. Right. And that sense of community, that sense of like having a group of people that like, I mean, I think all of your journeys are very different, but at least the childhood and that upbringing is there.
Still there. And to be honest, I feel like that's also, while there are cons to a certain part of it, most of it is really pros, because I think as we grew up, when I started to realize not many people actually have that.
Yeah.
And most of us, despite most of us already have kids.
Right.
And when we meet each other again, we all just turn back like when we were a bunch of kids again.
Right.
There's no sense of responsibilities.
Yeah.
Like everything is just all about fun, and I think it's really amazing to have that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that really is the best thing. I think, especially people that you grew up with together, and 11 of you guys still together. That's like miraculous.
That's pretty cool.
And most of us also went like abroad, and after I came back.
Okay.
Okay.
So what brings you guys back together? Is it food? Is it like, please don't tell me it's pickle?
No. So we do the most randomest stuff ever. So like back then it was Dota. And then
Dota?
Yeah,
Yes.
Dota.
I watch every night. Now the international qualifiers are running.
I'm gonna sit out of this conversation.
I think we have more like similar than we think.
I mean, you both of you guys are close friends with Elias, lah. So I'm sure you guys have more things in common than not.
Yeah, true lah. Especially with the car is crazy.
Yeah, that's of all the
right.
Yeah, the moment you posted it, I'm like, shit. Wait. Where do you get a car? And only to find out later on that's you guys actually bought it.
Yeah.
Give us some context.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course the audience wouldn't have a clue.
Okay.
When did you buy this car? Was it like brand new when you got it?
Yeah, it was brand new when I got
Okay.
it. So I bought it, I think 2020. 2020, yeah.
Okay.
So I've always been very frugal, I would say, because
Okay.
I didn't really grow up. And I think Chinese saying is extremely kiam siap.
Okay.
So all the way I've been using the same car since when I was studying, all the way until like already sold the company and already have a decent amount, and I still didn't want to change my car.
Right.
Back then I was driving a Satra Neo.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
All the way through.
All the way through manual.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Manual.
Yeah.
And then after that, I decided, I think maybe it's about time to also upgrade, because I think to a certain extent, the car also ages as well.
Yes.
And
yes.
while I do enjoy driving, I don't have the means to spend a lot of time looking into it and stuff. So I decided to just upgrade the car, and that's when I got that BMW.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then along the way, I've been using the car. Also changed the car to my current one.
Yeah.
And then I think I've already sold the car for about a year plus already. And then suddenly on my Instagram, I saw him posting the car.
Your car.
My car.
That is some crazy coincidence.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what's crazy? I test drove that car like in August or September 2024. A year ago.
Shit.
Yeah, from another dealer, and I test drove it, and then we checked it and everything, and somehow for some reason I didn't go through it purchasing it, and then it went back into the market. It just it just stayed in the dealership for a while. This is after, because you traded it with Porsche Malaysia again. So then Porsche had done some like third-party bidding or something, and so it went to like a secondary dealer. So it stayed there for a while. And then that was about a year ago. Then we started the workshop.
Yeah.
Business.
How do you guys get into that? Because I know you both run this digital business, right?
I have a friend who is quite a prominent BMW influencer, YouTuber, that sort of thing. For us, it's very much a passion project.
No, I think it's more for him. I'm just more into marketing and yoga. Yeah, that's all Ryan.
Okay, fine. But like you know, like it's in PD's invested lah. So by proxy,
Ryan's invested.
By proxy, you know, by proxy she's invested. I told her, don't worry, you'll just get your dividends over time.
So that's fine. Sounds like a good plan to me.
Tutup mata, you get some dividends. The goal was really to kind of see if we can meld fun and like work and play a little bit. And I'm crazy into cars. I'm into tuning and all this. I'm into Beamers, Porsches. So the idea was really to just be a performance parts distributor and supplier. And so the car was purchased as a project car. It's a few reasons. So like the economics of it, right? Everyone has the platform. So the engine, if you know, it's a B48 engine. Like every Beamer has that engine, every Beamer has a platform. It's quite universal and it's robust and over-engineered. So it's very down-tuned and there's so much potential that can come out of it. So the idea was like, okay, like how do we like create a brand around the car to really shout out to the market the extent of the potential of the platform, and then by proxy also do some marketing and sell performance parts. So really like the intakes, downpipes, just like basic performance parts.
Nice.
And that's as simple as it gets. That's in essence what it is. So you will see episode after episode of the car just getting from stage 1 to stage 2 to it's just going to be built and built and built. But it's just crazy that the car that we ended up buying was first like the one that I wanted personally, and then a year later the company bought that exact same car.
That is a mad coincidence.
And I never, so when I shout out my cars, right, I always padamkan the but this is like a company car, so I'm like, ala, who cares? Right? Everyone's gonna know this car. It's gonna be on YouTube, so whatever lah. So this is the one time I didn't padamkan the number plate, and then within like an hour you're like, hey, whose car is this? This is my car. I was
like your car? What do you mean?
It is so random. It's such a mad coincidence. Such a mad coincidence.
I heard this car has a name.
Yeah, the car has a name. And we kept the name out of respect to the original.
Just to pay homage to the history of the car.
We even have the livery now. There'll be livery with her name as well. Can you tell the audience her name?
So her name is the sexiest Natalie.
It's Natalie.
I have name for all my cars. Just
so what's the Cayenne?
Kayan is obviously Angel. That's the reason why the plate number is ANJ as well.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I have to give it to her, right?
Yeah, well, understood.
Yeah. So
Okay, excellent. So now that's the daily lah.
Yep.
That's every day.
Yeah,
all
that's
day,
the
every
daily
day.
car, yeah.
Okay. So back to business.
Yep.
Actually, I have a question for Aizat. So you mentioned briefly about work and play, right? So how like RPM for you was kind of like the melding of passion and also work.
Yeah.
Kind of using Platform Digital, our company, our digital marketing company, as kind of the platform to essentially be able to explore our passions in a work setting.
Work context.
So, for example, for me, it's Dimples Yoga, the studio that is upcoming.
Congrats, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's done. We're waiting for the business
Nice,
license.
Yeah, business license.
Yeah.
Like all that.
But right now it's all done. It's good to go.
Yeah.
And then for Ryan, it's RPM.
Yep.
So cars, automotive stuff that he's always been passionate about. And I feel like Platform Digital has given us quite literally the platform to explore these avenues. So do you feel like you've also gotten to a point where like you can explore passion and work simultaneously?
Okay, actually a very interesting question. So I think one of the things that I might not have the fortunate, like compared to both of you, is that because Borong, as we scale, we actually use quite a fair bit of we raise funds from venture capitalists and all.
Understood.
Yeah, so we did try multiple times try to do something that I also enjoy doing, but unfortunately because of we have a lot of board members, didn't really have the capacity to do so. But I think one of the good thing is that the pro side is that because we do have quite a fair bit of funds, as long as we set up a pretty good this thing called SSP, System, Structure and Process, we will eventually be able to take a step back as well as do a lot of our own stuff. Yeah. So I'll get more into that later. But at least on my end, the reason why we feel like this whole SSP is quite good as well. Every single year we always have discussion with the rest of the management team. How can we make ourselves redundant? The reason why is because that once we really step out, somebody can really do that well enough, then we can focus on a new aspect of the business. Yeah, at least on that's so on my end, something that I really enjoy now is actually sports. So I'm trying to train for triathlon. I did my duathlon 3 times already. So I don't think I can get into the same business into that as well unless I decided to become an influencer.
Complete pivot.
Yeah, complete pivot. But if I have the chance, I would have done the same as well. I actually even proposed to the board to go into automotive to become the B2B part of automotive stuff as well. But it didn't really fly that well.
Right. Yeah. And is that because you spoke about how you guys have investors? And is that because with the investment comes the promise of your commitment with the company? So technically you exploring other opportunities outside of that would be a bit of a conflict.
That's right, yeah. So even for me as well, I still do quite a fair bit of angel investment as well. So I do like to talk to a lot of young entrepreneurs, younger ones, because I feel like I also get to learn a lot of new things from that aspect. So I've already invested in about 22 companies individually. And just catching up with them as well. But I obviously have to, every single time I want to make the investment, I do need to make a declaration to the board first.
Then even if it's a personal investment?
Yeah, even if it's personal, because there might be some conflict.
Okay.
Yeah, just need to make sure like, okay, everything's all good, then we can proceed.
Okay. Yeah. So these 20 companies that you invested in, are they all your personal investment? Yeah, all personal investment. Haven't had a chance to use Borong Droppy to go into yet, but eventually we do. We had that plan to go into it, but it will probably take us some time to setting up. Yeah. And so what do you look for in companies that you invest in?
Me personally, it's more of I have a bit of preferred on anything related to B2B or retail per se. Just because of the fact that on Borong and Droppy it's 100% on B2B and retail, so it's a bit easier for me to also give advice. I do know the market quite
you can impact direction, you have the know-how.
Yeah, and I can also open up quite a fair bit of doors. I mean, the whole point is high risk, high return, right? If I were to give you 500,000, I do expect either you're gonna flip me back to maybe 3 million, 4 million, or I'm just gonna lose it all. So it's a bit like a gambling, but at least us as investors, and it's something I still enjoy doing, where when we put in money, at least we try to support and try to give them the right tool, right way for them to actually grow the company as well.
And do you use the same philosophy that you did when you guys first set up you mentioned 11 businesses?
Yeah, same thing.
It's A/B testing?
A/B testing all the way. Same thing as well. For company is called Infinite Ventures. We pretty much really look into a lot of it as A/B testing. Even for Borong Droppy, up until today, we still do the same thing. We have this department called the Moonshot department. So every 1 month, we'll just put in some random idea, try to see if it makes sense, try to push it out. If it works, straight away try to work out how to actually implement it to the rest of it. If it doesn't work out, it's okay, scrap it. That's something that we actually learned from Google, because I think Google also allow their employees to do so. But instead, we actually have dedicated team members to really look into it. Yeah, and again, we, as a founder, we always feel like, we know so many stuff, we want to do so many stuff, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And I think we probably just need to really get used to things will fail, and it's fine. Yeah. Maybe not for you. Did you study here when you were in high school or?
No, high school I was in Mexico.
Mexico?
Yeah.
Shit.
It's far, far away.
Yeah. Mexico and Singapore, and now here we are.
Yeah.
Okay, so in Malaysia, all of us were taught like we cannot be wrong.
Yes,
Yeah.
we have a punitive education system.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I think even a lot of my team members as well, they are quite scared to do something wrong, because for them it's like, oh shit, I'm going to do something, I'm going to get punished.
Yep.
And that's something that I think up until today we're still trying to let our team members know it's fine to make mistakes. We all make a lot of mistakes every single day. And as long as we already know we're rectified, don't waste time into it anymore. Yeah. And I think most entrepreneurs that I invested as well, they also have the same mindset. So that's the one that usually need to work on first. Like, it's fine to try it out. If it doesn't work, move on. Yeah, because the world doesn't wait for you anyway. So just forget about it. If you think people are judging you, honestly, they're all very busy with their own life.
That is so true.
Right?
Yeah.
And
so true.
Everyone's too busy looking at the mirror.
Yeah.
Then, 100%.
I think that's the one, because I think there was one investment that one founder that I invested, and right after the thing failed, I think he went into depression for quite a while. Like and up until today, I think he's still a little bit struggling, because for him it's like, shit, I failed my whole life.
Right.
But we've been trying to let him know, honestly, it's fine.
Right.
It's not like the investors. I wasn't the only one who actually invested. A few of us as well, and most of us, like, wasn't done. It's okay.
I see.
Like, at least we know he tried, not like launder money out and stuff.
Yeah, of course. So one is like, you need to be able to add value to the business, right? So it's B2B, it's retail, there's supply and demand. So there's like that's some modeling metrics that you look for, right? What about on the cultural and the qualitative aspects? Like, what do you look for in a promising or strong entrepreneur in your eyes?
I think somebody who's a bit more daring, let's say, because for me, I feel like if, let's say, you do want to do your own business, usually it's always sometimes it's a bit hard for you to calculate the risk rewards, right? So the best way for you to look into it is look into whether is it ballsy enough or daring enough to try out something new. Most of the time, they say they want to, but they won't. So that's already a huge red flag, at least for me and my other partners who actually invested as well. For us, it's like, if let's say they tried and it didn't work out, it's fine. We actually like those kind of entrepreneur, especially somebody who already failed before, and then they are repeat trying it again. Usually we put a lot more money into those guys. I think it's pretty much the same with a lot of venture capital in Southeast Asia as well. They like to invest in somebody who've already done it or failed before, compared to first time entrepreneur.
I didn't know. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So it's like I like the guy, but the thing didn't work out, but I'll still bet on the guy again.
Yeah. Usually those guys, the second time, you'll see that it's a lot faster, a lot more better as well.
And also, I think if you failed once and you come back, you're back on your feet, it shows resilience, right?
100%.
And I think that's one of the most top criteria you need.
Correct.
Actually, I was curious, I want to ask you as well, right? So like in the initial stages, we haven't even gotten to Droppy yet. The initial stages, I wanted to pick your brain on so much, man. So like, how did you get your first investors so early on?
That's
like,
a good question.
What was the outreach? Like, how did you even navigate that?
I think one good thing that I've learned from my previous boss back then is that he had this theory of everything's all about numbers. So what does it mean is like try to reach out to as many people as possible. Because at least when I was working at Aizat Bank, I didn't have the luxury to talk to all those private wealth guys. But from what I'm seeing that he's been doing is that all these investors, generally they really like, they talk among themselves. Let's just think of FOMO, where if let's say they think the deal is great, one person come in and then the rest will just eventually will come in as well. But to get the first yes, usually is always the toughest. So same thing, he did mention to me at that point in time, like for him, when he wanted to raise certain amount of funds to also do this exercise, whether they want to acquire a company, they want to do corporate financing, IPO, whatever, they do need some funds. He did mention to me it's all about numbers, which means every single day he'll talk to about 20 or 30 guys, try it out, see whether if they can get or no, and then keep repeating again and again and again and again. So same thing with back then Infinite Ventures. We pretty much just randomly try to connect to as many people. And
so yeah, like it's a BD outreach, cold calling.
Cold call, get to know people, went to events, trying to see. Honestly, it's really a lot of luck as well. I think Infinite Ventures time, it was quite lucky because I think we only spoke to about less than 100 and we got the first yes. Yeah, so to give you context, Droppy, we've spoken to more than 600 investors.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I actually have a list over here.
And out of the 600, how many went through?
23 of them.
What's the percentage on that?
It's so interesting, right? Like,
gonna do the math.
Yeah.
The math. It's like successful people actually have had way more no's than they've had yeses.
Yeah.
They just had many at bats.
Yeah,
right. They just kept
but to
going.
give you a bit of context as well, our first no was really painful. First no that so it's a bit different for Infinite Ventures. It was really a lot more transactional for me. I didn't really have a passion of I want to grow this marketplace.
Right.
Yeah, I never really thought about it. I already had the thoughts of build company, sell. The
goal was to flip lah,
yeah,
memang.
correct.
Yeah.
Droppy on the other hand is something that I really wanted to try to grow it to as big as possible. Never really thought it's going to be the size of where we are today, but always had the intention of try to build something a bit more memorable. Or at least something that I know is something I did, create the value for the society and something that I will be a bit more proud of, let's say. So that no versus the Infinite Ventures no is quite different. Infinite Ventures no, okay, fine. It's okay, we'll
just move on to the next.
Move on next one. Droppy, the first no we received from our investor is a bit more painful. I think it took me 2 to 3 days or so to recover because you feel like shit. Am I doing the right business? Because most of the time, a lot of entrepreneurs, something that if you talk to all the viewers as well, right? A lot of entrepreneurs tend to find VCs or investors as a validation. Let me make it very clear publicly. I always tell this to investors as well. They don't know shit.
Right.
You know your industry.
You know your business. You're on the ground.
Yeah, and if they know the market a lot better than you, then you're in the wrong industry already. Because we see most of the time very high level. They do know what's going on, who's the players in the market, but they don't know the details of it. Whereas for us entrepreneurs who go down the ground, we actually know from end to end. Yep. So I think that was one of the mistakes that I also went through, where I feel like when a VC said no, means I'm not doing something right.
Okay.
Yeah, so it took me quite a fair bit to bounce back. And
the perspective can be something like maybe I didn't communicate better, or maybe they were not educated enough in the field.
Yeah.
There could have been 10 other reasons why.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah, and most of the time they won't tell you the reason why. I had a couple of really, really good investors who actually said that before. So there's one company, one of the largest investors called Sequoia Capital. So they invested in Facebook, Airbnb, quite a fair bit as well. I had a pitch over to them, and then twice. So the second meeting seems extremely positive, but literally the next day they came back to me and said, I'm so sorry, but they can't do this investment because they already have a conflicting portfolio. So I was like, fuck. But instead what they did, straight away they give me, from our point of view, these are the areas that we think you guys can actually improve on. Let me connect you to a couple other investors that didn't invest in this portfolio. Man, I've never seen an investor that really, really good. But I guess that's the reason why they are considered as tier 1 best investors globally.
Right.
And I feel like this is something that a lot of VCs in Southeast Asia are lacking.
Right.
The empathy, I would say, is really not really there.
Just giving you that feedback.
Yeah.
How so how do you start? You've got a pitch deck, as in like you put out your is a business plan. You've got all your numbers.
Literally
everything you have. So is most of your time in the early stages really just masak betul-betul this deck? Is that like a big part of the...
Okay, so very good question. I think if you guys want to go a little bit detail into this fundraising aspect, fundraising actually have multiple stages. I usually like to split it into pre-fundraising, during fundraising, and post-fundraising. So the pre-fundraising exercise is something that you really need to spend a lot more time for you to do so. One of the biggest mistakes I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs do is that when they want to fundraise, they say, okay, I'm going to go and fundraise. They are actually not ready to go and fundraise because just like I mentioned, most investors are FOMO. You need to create the momentum. So essentially, if you're not prepared,
most investors are FOMO. Interesting.
Fear of missing out. They like to go when somebody said yes. If let's say they think they have the time, they will really drag you for the rest for really, really long. And because they have a lot of investors coming over, a lot of startups talking to investors on a daily basis as well. So for them, whichever is not priority, they will just try to push it away. So get back to the pre-fundraising. So there are a couple of things that you need to do. First is your deck. So your deck is standard corporate profile, your about, problem statement, your solution, your traction, and what you want to do with the money. If let's say you were to raise $1 million, what is it for? And with doing $1 million, what can you get? So that's one. Second is data room. So data room is typically your, even if let's say you're a small company, new, I think it's just good for you to have a bit of a projection, financial projection. Who's your shareholder? Maybe a bit background about yourself, like yourself as well. Put in the CV, what you guys did before this, etc., etc. Everything already prepared. So inside data room, if there's a legal agreement with your client, it's best to put that as well. Okay, so that's done. Once you already have that, don't go fundraising yet. Straight away, try to list down as many investors that you think you can reach out to, and then only you start fundraising. To give you a bit of context, our previous run fundraising, just to show you, these are all the investors that we talked to. It's like a...
These are all local or like everywhere?
Global.
Everywhere.
Yeah, we try to reach out to as many as possible.
And who's putting this list together?
Me. Literally just put in.
And this is like, how do you, like LinkedIn, emails,
LinkedIn,
just
email,
cold?
Keep on getting like who are the people over there, and then try to reach out as well. And we put in, what's the stage? Is it coffee cycle? Means coffee cycle means trying to have a coffee with them. Whether it's a single partner page. We try to did the cold email, personal network, introduction from somebody, literally everything put over there. See, most of them 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Managed to get 200,000 over here.
Can I just say, I know because the audience is not looking at this list, right?
Yeah.
But like, you would think that a process like this would be so complex.
It's not.
To put together, and it's really just an
It's actually the doing.
It's in the doing.
It's in the doing.
It's really in the looking, sourcing, putting it in a sheet. You know, putting it. When was the first touch point? When was the last touch point?
Yeah. Later I'll just share with you the screenshot as well, so maybe you can also share to the audience. It's really, really simple, but you do need to have that structure as well before you start doing it. Once you already have the list, then you go to the fundraising. So let me be very clear to everyone as well. Fundraising is a full-time activity. A lot of people like to do half-ass. What I mean half-ass is like maybe let's say you want to fundraise, right?
It's a knee-jerk lah. Like out of money, then they do it.
Correct. And another problem is like, in the morning you talk to one investor, and then after that, on lunchtime you need to settle your business and so forth. So there's another reason why investors like to invest in at least minimum 2 co-founders, so that one can run the business, the other one go do fundraising, so forth.
I was just gonna ask you that. So if the founder is out and about doing this fundraising activity, who's running the day-to-day of the business?
So luckily I have 3 co-founders. When I go out to do the fundraising, then my other co-founders will be the one actually manning the office. But you do need, when I do fundraising, it's completely 100% fundraising. If let's say I try to schedule you as my investor, I'll straight away lock in to second week of August. So you'd be like, oh no, it's okay, you can pitch now. I'm like, nope, right, chill. I will talk to you on 2nd August because I want to get all my data set properly first. There's a reason to it. Then after I talk to you, you said yes, I'll push it to August. During the August activity, I will then talk to at least 10 investors a day, because today I'll talk to you. I'm raising. I'll give you a bit of context. So like Droppy, last round that we did was 2021. We raised $7 million. I'll tell you like, hey, I'm about to raise $7 million. So far I don't have any interest yet, But I'll let you know if there's any. So you'll be like, okay, cool, take it easy. Then I'll talk to you.
Okay.
Tomorrow, I got somebody who verbally said, okay, I think I'm okay to put in follow-on. I'll put in 500K. I'll go back to you. Hey, Ryan, actually, this investor already said they're keen to put in 500,000. Will you be keen? Usually, you'll be a bit more pressured.
Right.
Next week, I already have, Ryan, are you still interested? Because I already have about 4 million right now, $3 million left.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it forces,
and that's within that tranche or within
Correct.
that round itself that you need.
Yeah, and it creates a lot of FOMO because most of the time they do talk among each other, and they will then quickly like, hey, are you guys really investing in Droppy or Borong? Yeah.
They all know each other as well.
Yeah, they do know
They know each other.
The community over there is really small. So eventually they'll be like, oh, you're coming in, I'm coming in, okay, cool, I'm going to put your money together. So that's how we actually did it as well.
And so for Borong right now, is fundraising still an ongoing activity, or does it stop at some point where you go, you know what, we have enough funds?
Yeah, so we raised 3 rounds, pre-seed, seed, and Series A. We had the point where we wanted to actually go for Series B, but then after we did a bit of a restructuring of the company and so forth, we're doing okay now. So now is the time that we're also starting to go for filing for IPO. So that's the next stage for us, so that everyone can then, all the investors can exit, can become a public company and try to grow from there as well.
So you mentioned pre-seed, seed, Series A, Series B?
Yeah, we wanted to do Series B, but we decided not to because company was already operating break-even, so we decided don't need external money anymore.
And how are these rounds defined?
Okay, so pre-seed is usually during early stage. Most of the time, you only have a deck, an idea. There's not much traction. You don't really know exactly what you're about to do, but at least you have a clear vision of what you want to do. Just to give you context as well, Droppy's vision never changed since day one. It's just that the way we operate, the way we do things, our customer segment changed, pivot quite a fair bit of time. But the vision is still there. So during pre-seed, that's when we tried to raise from a couple of investors. Initially, it was a bit difficult. Only later on, we managed to get our first check, which is $350,000 from Vin Capital and a family office in Indonesia.
Oh.
Yeah, that was 2019.
Okay.
Yeah. So it took us about 3 years to raise our first pre-seed. Technically, it's not really pre-seed because we already have certain traction.
Right.
But honestly, it's a lot. Very small. We had like a really small team, like maybe 5-6 of us.
Oh wow!
Yeah, to do so.
What was the core business like? What was the activity that garnered? I mean, the first yes meant that like they saw these 5 people.
They saw
and
something.
They were like, all right, let's go.
The first investor was a company called Vin Capital. So they are Malaysian based, but they do Southeast Asia investment. At that point of time, Droppy, we were doing B2B drop shipping, hence the name Droppy. So we all had the thought where when we look into China, a lot of the companies like Nestle and so forth, they already start to go directly to C, go directly to consumer. We didn't realize that in Southeast Asia actually requires a lot of distribution and wholesalers and so forth because it's extremely fragmented. So we thought we can actually do so, but the idea was a shit idea. And it took us about like 7-8 months to move again. So there's something that I also have the experience where in Infinite Ventures, it didn't work out, screw it, scrap, change. In Droppy, I think because I cared a little bit too much, took me a little bit slower to pivot. When I know it's not working already, I was like, you know what, let's try one more time. Let's try again one more time. When if we pivoted earlier, could have saved a lot more time. But so I think it's something that probably as a founder you also need to learn how to detach a bit. Okay, going back to that investor, one of their mandate is to invest in supply chain.
Okay.
Yeah, so we figured like of course I also goreng quite a fair bit, twist things around, try to make sure like this is going to be the best one for you, suits your portfolio and so forth. And somehow he bought into it, and he came in. Then another family office also saw him coming and also put in another additional 50,000. So total raise at that point in time was 350k, and we're a really small team. Then business were doing quite a fair bit as well. Then during 2020, our growth initially was like 10% month to month, 20% month to month. After the money, then we got about like 30-40% month to month.
That's insane.
High,
so investors started coming in quite a fair bit as well. Because we already have fun, right?
Yeah.
We do know at least there were demands for it. So we decided shall we raise again or shall we just continue growing? Talked to my co-founders, decided fundraise again. So 2020 we closed $1.3 million US. So another injection capital, and then we expanded in Indonesia.
Okay.
And then 2021 we raised again. So it was extremely really fast because just to give you some summary as well. In 2019, I think we did about 600,000 in revenue.
Ringgit?
Ringgit.
Okay.
So that's like 120K US dollar ish, right?
That's
Right.
so
Wait,
small.
this is
small.
2019.
2019.
Okay.
Last year we did 284 million ringgit. So group is about 55 million.
Wow.
Yeah. So you see the
Wow.
the growth.
It's really astronomical.
Yeah, but of course it's because of the fact that we did get that fundraising as
So
well.
what was the first 350K used for?
Most of it is really on the marketing side.
Okay.
Our tech was shit.
Okay.
Honestly, even up to today also, I feel like there's a lot more area for us to improve. If my CTO, you're watching this,
I'm sure they'll be
a lot more for us to improve. But we really did use a lot of it for marketing side of it. Because to acquire a customer usually takes up a lot of time. Because we're servicing a lot of the micro businesses, right? They're not so internet savvy. So even though we can reach out to them, the onboarding and education usually takes a bit of time. Yeah, so we did to factor in on that. So that's where most of the chunk actually goes to. For seed round, when we raised that 1.3 million, we use about half of it to open in Indonesia. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's about 50% Indo, 50% Malaysia, plus minus.
Okay.
We have a bit of changes here and there, but that's the gist of it. And then for Series A, about $4 million US. Then we started to use a lot more for OPEX, which means growing a lot more team members.
Staff salaries, all this.
Staff salary. Those guys have already been around with us since day one as well. We also need to obviously compensate them well. Then have a bit more corporate structure in place. Because back then I think we were just very cowboyish. Means we decided to do, okay, let's do it tomorrow. In fact, no. Like literally just do it now. But now there's a bit more process where if we do want to go into a different vertical and so forth, we need to do it a bit more proper plan. At least try it out. Not too slow like need to wait for 2-3 months. But at least today we discuss, next week should already have decision. Shall we go or not go? If go, okay, let's create how much budget we should allocate, try it out. But we still have the philosophy of test it out. Put a little bit of money, see if it works. If it works, great, put full team onto it. If not, scrap something else.
What was the storytelling behind the main problem that the business solves? Because Droppy does that drop shipping model with the wholesalers, right? But then it went into Borong.
Yeah.
So from my really high level perspective, right, my understanding is along the lines of how procurement does not have approved vendors. And so Borong becomes that approved platform that allows for the smaller players. So that's how you empower the SMEs.
That's right.
So if you can help me understand like that in like the simplest form, and then how Droppy became Borong.
Okay, so give you maybe just share with you a bit as well. So Borong, we are a B2B e-commerce company. Essentially what we do is that we are very similar to Shopee and Lazada, but only for businesses. So I say for businesses, these are the likes of the F&B store, Sugar and I, retail store, convenience store, Petronas, gas station, Shell, and so forth. And we started off servicing those SME because their inventory and procurement most of the time is quite bad. So give you context, a lot of the small retailers, they usually don't get the best price from supplier because they're small, right? So if let's say I'm Nestle, I'm like, oh my god, you're only doing 500K a year. That's really small. I want to service Maiden, who's doing 2 billion a year. So most of the time they don't get the luxury of talking directly to principal. They can only work with a smaller distributor. So that's the price that they get from distributor obviously is expensive. Second, they also don't get credit terms, which means they need to buy the stocks first and then they sell. And when they sell,
that's payment terms.
Yeah, there's no payment terms for them because
then cash flow issues.
Cash flow issue. If there's also expiry date for all the items anyway. FMCG is about less than 2 years expired, then they need to write off. So that's also a big issue. And finally, the third one is like they don't even know their inventory properly. They don't know what their customer is actually buying and so forth. And that's where we thought like, you know what, maybe we can try to help this SME to get the best price. We'll aggregate all their purchases together. to get the credit term. We will then back them. We use their previous purchase order. We tell the bank, like, hey, this guy's been paymaster. Maybe you can give them a micro investment of 25,000 ringgit. So that's how we develop a program under Borong called Digital Niaga, where we raised about 1.1 billion to give out financing for SMEs.
Wow.
And this is from the banks?
Yeah, so we raised from Maybank, Bank Rakyat, Citibank, UOB, Bank Muamalat Biasan.
Okay.
So
And this is all PO driven?
Yeah, PO driven.
Okay. Oh, that's so interesting. So then you help with their cash flow, and then it creates for us
Like an upward spiral.
it's like
almost.
it's like a flywheel, correct? Because then they
Yeah.
repurchase and repurchase.
Correct. Yeah, so that's the whole gist of it. And so once we already have a lot of this retailer purchasing from us, obviously we can also start getting a lot of distributors as well. Because now the demand is there, right? Once we already have that, and that's when we started approaching a lot of the larger players like the Maidens, the Petronas, the Shell, the whatever the large businesses to start using our platform to procure as well. Then only there's a time where we find out, shit, these guys, the way they procure is different than the smaller guys. Smaller guys tak ada stock, call. They get the stocks. Whereas for these big brands, they need to do their purchase requisite form. They need to get approval,
Vendor
multiple,
onboarding,
vendor
yeah.
onboarding, need to do due diligence.
Yep.
So we figured, you know what? Since we already have a bunch of all these really good distributors as well, why don't we create a process to also help these retailers, to help these large enterprises to do their procurement even faster. Another good thing is like if let's say Petronas is buying from the same distributor, we will also be able to tell that, hey Petronas, one of your branch is paying 20 ringgit for this. Why is this branch paying 25? Same distributor.
Okay.
So we help them to also cost save on that.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of distributors are not that happy with us,
Right.
but we in return, what we'll tell the distributor, you usually get 90 days payment from them.
Correct.
We will give you cash upfront.
And that's the
The
power that you have because
Yeah.
you have the data, you have the
Correct.
info, and you're the
Yeah.
aggregator.
Yeah. So that's
So that's
how
very valuable.
Yeah, so that's how we pretty much really scale the business as well. But it's a very quarterly cycle. So what I mean by that is this quarter will focus a lot on the demand. So a lot of our BD team will just focus on onboarding as many big brands and
Buyers lah, all the
big
buyers.
buyers,
Yeah.
including the small buyers. Really focus a lot on it.
Okay.
Next quarter, sellers.
Okay.
Next quarter, back to buyers. So it's always like that because we need to create the both demand and
the supply.
Yeah, in the supplies as well. So that's how we pretty much get success.
But I'm curious, for the supply side, it wouldn't matter how many suppliers you have onboarded because at the end of the day, it is based on demand,
That's right.
right? So wouldn't then the priority be, of course, while you're building demand, onboard as many suppliers as possible as well?
Yeah. So
Instead of having seasons?
we try to do it like that, a bit more seasonal, so that our team can actually focus on it. Not to say like when we're focusing on the buyer, there's no supplier. We do have quite a lot of organic suppliers. If I'm not mistaken, I think about 20 to 30 organic suppliers registered daily that come out to us.
Okay.
But we still need to do a bit of due diligence on them to make sure that number one, they don't provide all the fake items. Number two, they're actually authorized to sell. So a lot of distributors out there is like they claim to sell, for example, Nestle, but they're actually not authorized to sell Nestle product.
Okay.
Yeah, so we will prevent that from happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
How? Do you
we-
have like literally people go on site and
Yeah,
they check everything?
We do have a couple of things. We integrated with CITOS as one.
Okay.
Second, we also have on-ground team members to also check the distributors and the buyers to make sure everything is legitimate. Yeah. But in any case, we do purposely put cycle because it's a bit easier for our team to focus a little bit more. So at least we know we're putting a lot more resources and the marketing and stuff. Of course, the ideal way for us to do it concurrently, but because we're also limited on resources, we don't want to burn too much money. Want to make sure that everything is all kept well. That's the reason why we do it like that. So people have focus and they know where to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's purely for focus lah.
Yeah.
Seasonal focus.
Correct.
Understand.
Okay.
And what are your
Okay.
day-to-day roles? What's your mandate? Where does Aizat's job start and where does it end?
Okay, so my day, I will do the shit that people don't want to do.
Okay.
For example?
For example, let's say, okay, that one cannot. That's a bit too recent. Okay, so last year, a few of our clients, we've been giving a lot of pay to the supplier and so forth. Suddenly, we find out that one client owes us 92 million ringgit.
Oh, good God.
Yeah.
Wait,
What?
how does that happen?
Yeah, right? So, again, there are a couple of things. First is that our processes, the payables and receivables were quite bad. We were so inclined of pushing the distributor, hey, come to us on board. We pay them even faster that before collecting the money. Suddenly check our reserve, like so little. What the hell happened? So nobody really dares to step up to go for it. Then I have to be the one that actually go there, talk to the client, looking back to all the previous POs, collecting, compile it nicely, and start engaging with their side one by one. So that's one. Second, let's say the team also find out that some of our tech portion is not really working, and don't dare to tell the customers. I'll be the one actually doing so. So essentially, not to say that I'm trying to create a way that I can slowly take a step back, and my ideal version of myself is that I can only make about 2 to 3 decisions, key one a day max. Because I feel like right now I'm still in a way where if let's say we're lacking of operations guy, then I'll be the temporary operations dude. If we're lacking of financing, then I'll be temporarily be the banker of that. So usually always try to fill up the gap, get somebody who's a lot better than I am to spearhead the role, and I'll step up, do something else.
So you can take on any hat in the company.
Yeah, I can say most entrepreneurs, including yourself, I bet, are all generalists. Literally, I think both of you guys can do everything. Of course, there are a lot of other team members can actually do a lot more better. So they call that specialists, right? They can do a better creative than you. Can do a better
Of course.
managing the whole people better than any one of us, right? But during at a point in time when we don't have that manpower, we don't have the luxury of hiring them, we need to be the one doing it. So I think that is something that is also another good plus point for entrepreneurs if they can actually jump into every other field.
I agree.
You're the CEO. You're
Yeah.
the founder.
Yeah.
You've got co-founders as well.
Yep.
How is the role segregated between the how many of
3 of us.
3 of you?
Yeah.
So how do you
When we first started, there's 3 people. So myself, Linda, and Lenise. So because of the fact that I think I'm the best to do a lot of finances. So at that point of time, we decided like, okay, all the finance related and operations, I do it. Then Linda, which is our CTO, obviously will take care of all the technical and engineering. Lenise will then take care of the marketing and hiring. So that's how we actually split it. And then as our company scale, then our role also changes quite a fair bit, where there was time that Linus also stepped into finance, the time that I also have to go to the marketing side. It's quite interchangeably between us. To a certain extent, even to a point that even Linda also came into commercial. So good thing about I think us co-founders, because we've worked with each other for quite a while, we're a bit more fluid. Whichever that somebody is lacking, we can just jump in and help. But of course, it's now as our company scale up, we can't simply just go to our team members and ask them like try to help them, right? Also need to have a bit of permission, because there are a lot of times that even HR came to me and said, hey Aizat, we need you to take a step back a little bit, because the moment I come in, everyone gets scared, panic a little bit, and then things become slower.
Okay.
Believe it or not, this is something that I managed to cut off. I don't know if they're still doing it today. They have a meeting together before they meet me.
To prep for
correct.
the meeting before.
Yeah, the thing is, people don't realize like 30 people in a meeting. What the hell
It's
are
a
you guys
waste.
doing?
It's a waste of a lot of time.
Yeah.
And collectively too.
Yeah.
Collective productivity. Yeah.
So it's a pre-meeting before the meeting.
Yeah.
So that annoys the shit out of me, but I think people already start to realize like it's fine. Yeah, most of the time I won't be scolding them and stuff. So I only get really upset when they supposed to do something and they don't deliver. Even if let's say they deliver, it feels it's fine. They try to work it out. But before that, we can already anticipate that it's good. The one that really upsets me is when the team members supposed to do, but they're not doing.
They're just not doing it.
Yeah. In fact, we're quite open. I think the rest of our team members sometimes also will take a break, go play games, halfway through the day, come in quite late, go back early. For us, it's fine. As long as they actually deliver the work, we try to keep that kind of culture as well.
And
It's
do you
still
think
a tech-first kind of company at the end of the day.
Yeah.
How many staff do you guys have right now?
About 200 plus. Yeah.
And that's
And
in Borong.
In Borong.
Segregated between...
Yeah, segregated in multiple cities, multiple departments, different countries as well.
And what are the BUs? Like, what are the roles that kind of make it all work?
we have the revenue side, we have the operations, we have the finance, we have the product, we have the engineering backend, and we have the data, marketing, and HR. Yeah, 8 departments.
They're all in different parts, or is there like a HQ that does everything?
In HQ, pretty much all roles are there.
All departments are still at HQ.
Yeah. In every other city, generally it's just the revenue and operations.
Okay.
Yeah, we try to keep all the tech and stuff in here in Malaysia. In-house. We did have a couple of engineers in Bandung before, but we started to realize like when they try to build something, it's a bit different. So what we did was like backend engineering all here, but product, the ones that should do the UI UX will be in every respective city and country.
Okay.
So that's how we.
And your partner, that's the CTO. She, right? She's a coder, like a programmer.
Yeah, she's a computer science by grad.
Okay. Yeah. And she's the one that literally built the platform from scratch.
From scratch, literally everything.
And leads the engineering team.
Yeah, she leads the engineering team. But of course now we already have enough engineers as well. But during early stage, I also had to code as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I do know how to code basic ones. At least on the front end stuff. Okay. Something that I never learned, but you know what? We have Google at that point in time, so just
figure it out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
If it works, it works. It doesn't work, then she'll come in and try to clean it up.
Clean up
my mess as well. But the key is still speed at that point in time.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you, how did that transition happen from Droppy to Borong?
Okay, so when we were doing the Droppy, actually we already pivoted to Borong business model since 2019 actually.
Okay.
Just that we never really wanted to change the name because it was quite cheating to a certain extent. Let me explain. A lot of big brands like Nestle, Red Bull, mistaken Droppy as a Shopee subsidiary. They actually took a lot of meetings because they thought we were part of Shopee.
I see.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then
Was that intentional or was that a coincidence?
It was quite a coincidence, but when I was doing it, I'm like, shit, you know what? I'm going to change the logo to orange as well. So Droppy become orange.
That's so smart.
It's very clever. Yeah.
That's such an entrepreneur thing to do.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah, because people actually mistaken us that, and we took advantage of it. So that's how we actually closed our first large client, which was Red Bull. And once Red Bull came on board, then slowly the rest of Unilever, Procter & Gamble, everyone else just sort of came in as well.
Wow.
Then we launched in Indonesia 2020. It was already called Borong because Borong means wholesale in Indo, even in Malay, right? We launched it over there first, and we started to realize even the local customers here, the small guys, actually can resonate a lot more with Borong because they understood the word. So we figured, you know what? Let's just change the whole group,
everything
to become Borong. But our Singapore is still Droppy.
Okay. You mentioned just now about IPO, right? So tell us a little bit more about what your plans are for Borong.
Okay.
And where do you see yourself growing with the company?
At least the company by itself, we are already at the relatively quite healthy stage, I would say. Healthy means I can take a step back and business will still grow. Of course, I still come in to do a lot of work that nobody really wants to do, but I think safe to say, even if let's say touch wood, I'm no longer here, I think the company will still be able to really grow. So at least we did that part. So now I'm really focusing a lot more of the IPO process, which means trying to make the company to become a public company. So the goal is, of course, right now we've already transacted about 18 billion on our platform.
That's crazy.
We honestly it's still quite small because Nestle alone they did 1 billion last year, right?
I see.
Imagine if you get the whole transaction.
Is it because of pure transaction volume?
Yeah,
it's just that high, but that doesn't amount to the margin because your margin would be quite thin.
Yeah, right. Our margin is extremely thin, and for companies like Nestle and the rest, most of the transactions still happening offline. So that's where we do want to go and really capture it. So the goal, at least for Borong itself, just 4 countries, I think is sufficient already: Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, and Thailand. We've already started with the fast-moving consumer goods. We've already gone into multiple verticals: oil and gas, MRO, and pharmaceutical. So I think it's more towards like focusing 4 countries, 4 verticals. And then after that, we'll go for listing. Hopefully, eventually, can get a better CEO to come on board and really grow it. Because I think to a certain extent, because you don't know what you don't know, right? And even for me also, I never expected I'd be managing this amount of team members. I never had that experience before, so it's always learning on the go, on the job. Try to get a bit of mentoring, coach here and there, but usually it's a bit difficult. So I figured maybe the best way, if let's say there are a different management team, then I can become maybe executive chairman or something like that, take a step back. Because for me, I feel like I'm really good in the 0 to 1.
Right.
Yeah,
I understand. Okay.
Yeah, and to go from 1 to infinity, I think usually you do need to get somebody else as well to come on board.
Like an experienced CEO,
correct.
somebody.
Yeah, somebody else who can actually do a lot of things better. So at least for me, I feel like that might be the way. But of course, who knows? Yeah, I think as we are in the midst of filing for this IPO process, it usually takes up 2 years.
Okay.
And then we'll see how.
You're right in the middle of it in terms of filing for
we're about
IPO.
Close to 20% in. It's quite a lengthy process.
Okay.
But is that your mandate at the moment? You're moving the needle forward.
Yeah, trying to. That's pretty much my most. I would say I spend most of my time over
on that.
Yeah, because a lot of things they even try to check like things that you never expected to have. Like for example, you need to have ISO on no bribing policy. Like who would have thought that? Like you run a right? Why would you have a 100-page document on that shit? Right? But it's part of the process.
Who administers this ISO? I remember it's like 9000, 9001, all this.
So those are all
compliance
under
stuff.
compliance under the government.
Okay.
But the one that will monitor that will be the Banker Plus Securities Commission, because we want to make sure the company is legit. We don't do anything dodgy. So they will do multiple investigation and stuff as well. So there are a lot of things that I'm learning as well. It's just that I do know most of the time it doesn't bring value today, but it will eventually later on. So just trying to create a lot of that policy as well.
What is do you have a question?
Oh no, yeah. Please go ahead.
So I wanted to ask you, right? What is one thing, if you could turn back time? I mean, of course, I think as an entrepreneur, you've been through so many different life cycles. So I don't think that to ask you, hey, if I could just change something, what would it be, is a fair question, because I feel like without those learnings, you would not have gotten to where you are, right? And so, like, I think I wanted to ask you specifically with Borong, when that journey first started, right? What would be one thing that you would have wanted to change in Borong when that journey started foundationally? And then what's the one thing today you wish you could change about Borong?
Okay, so back then, I think when the company was founded, I think I wish if I could turn back time, I will put a lot more system, structure and process and actually learn how to detach. I think that's super important because I feel like a lot of time we make the best decision when we're calm. So when you're not detached, usually when you're a bit more emotional towards it, then it's a bit hard for us to make the best decision, and most of the time the decision you're making is not rational enough. So if I could have turned back time, that would be my key one, because I feel like a lot of the mistakes actually happened because I was rushing through it and was very emotional onto it. So
on the decision making.
So that was I would say the worst part. Now, if there's one thing I could turn back time to change, I do miss the small team culture where everyone's really close to one another and so forth. Been trying to push that back right now, but it's not as easy as how it used to. I don't think I even had many one-on-one to even my team members. Some of them I've never met them before.
Right.
I do feel like if I do want to spend more time to understand them as well as a person, but still trying to make that time actually happen. I feel like when you're quite close with your team members, you build that trust, that trust and rapport between them, right? And they also trust you, you also trust them. When that is there, usually a lot of times things can actually be faster and better as well. Because even up to today, sometimes I do feel like I'm just doing their work. Are they not?
Right.
I do feel that doubt just because of the fact that I don't know them as a person, and I don't think that's healthy.
I see.
Now that we're running
That's
a
very
little short of
interesting.
time, I wanted to switch gears a little bit. So I know we've spoken a lot about business, a lot about your entrepreneurship journey, but I want to switch gears to something more personal. So we actually know each other through Ilyas, a common friend of ours, and all I know about you, Aizat, is that you're the founder of Joppy and Borong, but I don't know you as a person. So I have a few personal questions for you. So for one is, I feel like we kind of skipped 10 seasons, but I want to better understand what you were like.
I feel like this needs to go on for like...
It's okay, we have 20 more minutes.
Can we miss his flight? Like, that's delayed.
Well, you have another flight today?
Yeah, he's flying to Sarawak today.
Goodness.
Yeah.
So I feel like we've kind of skipped past 10 seasons, but if I could just dial back a little bit more and understand what you were like as a child. Were there specific interests that you had growing up that prepared you for this kind of life? Because I don't think when it comes to entrepreneurship and the shit you have to go through, the shit you have to crawl through and eat,
and deal with.
I don't think anything could prepare you for that. But if it's interest, if it's passion, sometimes that is enough. So do you feel like anything in your childhood that you can remember that would have molded you for a life like this?
Actually, it's a very, very interesting question. Somebody actually asked me almost pretty much the same question, and I started to realize that as a child, I was already extremely competitive. Not like competitive for I have the best grade and stuff, but more of the things that I really enjoy doing. I want to be the best of it, and regardless of all the challenges, for me it's fine. So even when I was a kid, I was actually a Pokemon champion in trading card in Malaysia. Course. No joke.
Oh my god.
And I actually had a bunch of nice Charizards that's worth like I think 200, 300,000.
Wait, what?
Wow.
Would you still have them?
No.
Oh good god.
I sold it for
I lost my
$100.
cards. I lost my cards as well. All those holo cards.
Shit, man. I would have thought that card ended up becoming like 200k.
Yeah.
But
and they're like NFTs now.
And Diaz like nodding his head is like,
understands.
So I was already a Pokemon champion, and then
that sounds so ridiculous, but please continue.
Then after that, during high school, started to go into basketball because at that point in time, I wanted to go after this Chinese girl, and for me it's like, Chinese people, they like to play basketball. So I got into basketball, and I actually played for Malaysia as well.
Wow. Like you were represented?
Yeah, representing Malaysia. All the way until I was 17, and then after that I got ACL. Shit stuff. And then after that I stopped, and that's when me and a bunch of my friends got into Dota, and we were Dota Malaysia number 4.
Wait, what?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, what's your rank?
Well, Cyber Games. Back then we were playing the 5.84C, bro. So not the ranking.
Not even like Dota 2.
No.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
OG. Okay.
So we got number 4. Then that's how I started to realize like that competitiveness in me is probably the reason why I can still do it up to today, because I feel like I just want to keep on winning, and it's not really the achievement, you know. I feel like for me the best is always through the process of it, because when you're about to get there and if you don't enjoy it, I think that's the most shameful part. A lot of entrepreneurs actually missed out the joy in actually doing so, and then the moment they actually achieve it, then they feel like nothing much. So I actually enjoy a lot of the process, the grinding part. I don't really shout out a lot of the accomplishment, but I really shout out a lot of the process of me doing something, trying to be the best of the things that I do. And I feel like that also relates back to the resiliency of people, right? I think as an entrepreneur, like you said, we will not be prepared for anything that we needed to go through, but sort of like really build the stamina to go through anything.
You know, recently I just turned 31 a couple of days ago.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you. And it was only as of late, as of very recent, that I told Ryan this. I look in the mirror and I can finally say, you know what? I think I can quite confidently say I'm proud of who I've become. And I think it's a lot of just through the experience of just doing the doing, doing as you say you will do, earning your own self-respect. So I think only as of late I can look in the mirror and say, you know what, Yuri, I'm proud of you. Do you think you've had that moment about yourself?
Yeah, I did as well. And I think I got it pretty late, only around 2019, 2020. And I feel like that is the peak version of myself. Because I feel like most of us entrepreneur, I'm sure you feel the same way during the early days, that we feel like we're never enough. Whatever we do is like, it's always shortcoming towards it. And we feel like we can actually do better most of the time, and we couldn't achieve it, and we feel like shit. And that's sort of create a spiral. The thing is, like, when you feel like that during the time at night before you sleep, when you wake up, you don't feel that energetic, but you just keep on trying to do. For some reason, the moment when 2019, 2020, honestly, I can't really remember exactly what really happened, but I actually felt a lot more comfortable with myself, and that's the time when, you know what, shit really it's gonna happen, and just gonna enjoy it more, and for some reason that really helps a lot.
Was that as you were entering your 30s?
30, yes, I was like 30 actually.
Interesting.
Maybe that's the magic number, right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
You know what
Mine
they
was
say,
like
30 is like 20s, but just not broke anymore.
Yeah.
20s with money.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. I'm just curious about the business. Do you have more? Okay, do you have more questions
Yes.
for?
Yeah.
I do.
Okay,
I
you know
do.
what,
More on a personal level.
Yeah.
Stage
Because
is
again, I
yours.
feel like this is such a great opportunity to get to know you as a person. So I've met Angel.
Yeah.
Yes, we've met once.
Yeah.
At
Elias
open house.
open house, that's right.
Correct.
Yeah.
I know you guys are partners in life. You guys are engaged. But are you guys also partners in business?
She actually runs a different education company, also like quite tech related as well. She's also the CEO running it through it. The company is relatively quite old, but quite young, but I feel like she got a little bit of a boost because of a lot of things that I actually experienced, things that stuff I already went through. I sort of tell her not to do it. For some reason, the company is actually growing really fast.
Okay.
So while I do guide her a little bit here and there, but honestly, it's herself that actually really pushing through growing the company. Back to your question, we do have small pet projects that we are currently working on as well. It's more towards like, because I've been investing quite a fair bit in companies, maybe it's about time for us to also create a little bit of our own venture fund per se, instead of us doing it a bit more randomly, try to be a
So
bit
like
more
a
structured.
family office kind of thing.
Yeah. So we're in the midst of setting that up right now. We do have a couple of things that we've been working on. As for now, it's not launched officially, so I'm gonna keep it until our next session. We're gonna have a chat
Tomorrow.
but tomorrow. We do quite a fair bit, and to be honest, I feel like I don't know how you guys do it. It's not. I don't think it's easy because we've been working on this for about a year already, and the clashes of opinion is quite real. And you know, in my own business, it's a bit easier because it's like not too personal.
Yep.
Very easy for you to detach. But if I actually have a disagreement with Angel, shit, man, it actually bothers me quite a lot. Yeah. So in a way, I try to have a bit more boundaries. So maybe you guys can also share a bit. I'm also interested to know like how you both actually handle that portion.
Oh, it's so easy.
It's very...
Just let her win.
Oh, that's not true. That is not true. No, but honestly,
Amanda's smirking right now.
No, honestly, the real answer is we're very lucky because we're almost always aligned in terms of the desired outcome, in terms of how we want to get there. Sometimes how we get there may be a little bit different, but I think what really helps is that in terms of what we desire, at the end of the day, the outcome is the same.
Yeah.
So I think that's where we are blessed.
I think it's I can completely relate.
Yeah.
I can completely relate because you would have an opinion that you believe that you're steering the ship the right way.
Yep.
Maybe there's an objective approach to where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But when she's talking to you and you're talking to her, there is that element of you have a preconceived notion of where that thought process is coming from because you know her so well on a personal level. So you're like, you're saying this because of this, and she's being like, no, you're being like this because of this. And so and so I think for me and her that actually happened all the time. A lot. It happened a lot. But we've been in business in business, and we've been together for like 11 years. 11 years? 12 years? 11 years. Something like that. And we've been in business together for
7, 8
8 years.
Yeah.
If we are even in business now, if we even survived that duration, it's because all the teething is done. All the teething process is done. So all that friction, all that tension, conflicting opinion, when is she right? When am I right? When does she step down and I go, no, it's my way? When is it the other way around? All those things happened very recently. Now the understanding is there over a very long time. And I think she's learned to trust my lead in some degree, and I've also learned to be like, hey, you know what? She actually knows better in these things. So I think it's about, I think you and her maybe are in business early, right? So as you evolve over time in business with your partner, you will see patterns time and time again. She's just right about certain things, and she will see time and time again Aizat is just right about certain things, and then that will like ease off, and you'll be like, you know what, all these things you handle, you just know better.
Makes sense.
And vice versa.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so I think it's just a bit of time, and that's like with anything, right? Like you started your entrepreneurship journey a lot earlier than we did. You had 2 years of corpo. I had like 5-6 years of corpo, right? And then you saw an opportunity with tech and all these things, and then that like flew all the way up. So we've got a lot to learn from you, because one is like there's many aspects of what you've done that is so valuable for how you navigate finance, compliance, tech, and we have less runway than you've had, right? So a lot of things that we will soon go through, you can see our blind side straight away. You're like, I've been there, done that, I've seen this before, I know how this is going to play out. So I think nothing beats experience in anything and everything.
That's so true.
Yeah,
that's true.
And you're smart enough, pattern recognition, like, like there's a saying, right? A mistake once is an honest mistake. A mistake twice is a choice.
Yeah, it's a choice.
Yeah, so... I think that's it.
Oh, do you want to look at Ilyas's question?
Oh, yeah. No, I wanted to ask. How much time do you have? I'm
10.
seeing Amanda's.
Amanda's like chop chop.
Yeah. I feel like I've had a conversation like half with Amanda, half with you. Just by her facial expressions, I'm like.
Okay, so we decided that we're gonna have this
Replicate
ongoing
success.
thread throughout our conversations with different people. So the first guest that we had was Ilyas, and what we wanted to do was, towards the end of the conversation, we wanted every guest to write a question for the next person to answer.
It's like Diary of CEO.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're replicating success.
Yeah.
And so the question that Ilyas gave you, unknowingly, is what was the best learning you have learned throughout your life? The biggest lesson.
Biggest lessons. Shit. Man, it's actually quite tough. But I feel like maybe if there's one thing up until today I'm still doing, there's a quote, I honestly can't remember from which guy, but he said, learn, unlearn, relearn. So what I mean is like, and that somehow really makes me feel a lot more calmer and better, because you can learn into something, and then after that, only to find out later on that it's actually wrong. But because of the fact that you had that belief that it's right, you can be very, very stubborn. So that unlearn thing, I feel like that's the most valuable thing for me, because that sort of like really changed, not just towards my business, but pretty much also in life. There are a lot of things that I thought I was right, but actually it's wrong after as you get deeper as well, right? So I feel like that might be the best lesson in my whole life, which is to actually learn the part of the unlearn and just learn back something new. But most of the time people don't want to unlearn because they feel like it's already right. Yeah, I think it took me some time also to really accept that, but I really feel like that's probably the best.
Wow. That's a good answer.
That's a damn good answer.
Yeah.
That's excellent. Like I think it's so key. It's so crucial, especially in entrepreneurship. It's like it's not about you being right, it's about you doing the right thing. And sometimes it also means that you're wrong in your moves. But if you don't adapt to what the right move is, it actually is in detriment to your own business. So you'd be better off unlearning what was wrong and then relearn what's the right way to move forward. So I think that's fantastic advice.
And also it applies to anything in daily life as well. Pretty much like it's always good to always question everything that you know as well. Try to see here and there.
That's the biggest learning in your life.
Definitely, I feel like that's, if it's not the most, definitely at least top 2, top 3 here.
Learn, unlearn,
Relearn.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a quote from somebody. I really can't remember from where I read it through. But initially, I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. It's so lame." But I think after a while, I started to realize, like, actually very meaningful. Yeah.
Wow. Excellent.
Well, with that,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you the pen.
Yep.
A very, very disorganized notebook.
Yeah. Well, we need to. This is a continuous improvement.
Yeah.
So we need to get a dedicated notebook, and then we keep moving forward.
Question
So we'll migrate.
For the next guest.
Yeah, the next guest, right.
Yeah. All of our 20 viewers, i.e., the Platform Digital
Yeah.
team.
That's a growing audience.
Yeah, growing audience. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what, I'll leave it open and let him or her decide.
Okay. Thank you, Aizat.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect.
Yeah.
Do you have any closing statements before we conclude today's sharing session?
I think it's really nice to actually do this kind of podcast because I think it's already been a while. I also did like a bit more dive deep kind of interview. So thanks for doing this. Because I feel like I also learned quite a bit now that I'm reflecting back. It's actually pretty nice to do this. You guys should do this more often because like maybe once a week kind of podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
like-
trying to make it
Yeah.
more
Trying to get the cadence.
frequent lah. Yeah.
Okay. I think for me, for the audience, if you want to go into business, my best advice is just do it because you will learn a lot more about it as you start doing it. Don't just plan. Honestly, plan in the beginning is almost nothing. Most of the time, your plans have to change anyway, and just keep doing. Like I said, doing the doing, right? And eventually you get there.